Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Cassandra. I am the witch, the spiritualist, the founder and creator of Magick of Eden. I am also a published author, writer, and poet. What an introduction, right? And for those of you that are returning to the YouTube channel, welcome back, Eden family. I appreciate you guys for always supporting me and for being here. Today, as you can tell by the title of this video, the question is, what do I need to do in order to live my best life? And to be quite honest with you, this question came to me because I am actually in the process of transitioning into this new way of living, into this new way of being. And of course, whatever happens for me, I always want the best for you guys as well. So, of course, I had to come on here and give you guys a pick a deck reading that we haven't had in so long. And I'm really excited to go ahead and do this reading. So first things first, I just wanted to let you know that we're actually going to be working with the Mermaid Tarot. And as you can see, this deck has easily become one of my favorites. And it looks like at the bottom of the cup, we have the Eight of Pentacles. What is our focus? What little details do we have that we need to pay attention to, right? But anyways, I'm going to take a moment to pause this video. That way you can go and take a moment to choose which deck you are choosing. So this will be deck number 1, deck number 2, and deck number 3. So go ahead and pick a deck. Alright, so if you chose this beautiful raw clear quartz here, and you can tell that this is just so raw, you can tell where the matrix was cut off here, and it's just so beautiful. It's got this really beautiful orange kind of dust is what it looks like on here. In person, it looks so amazing. Oh my god, and the energy is so strong. So if you chose deck number 1, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm just going to move these other ones out of the way. And also, before I get into these cards, these are just the oracle cards here. These are not the tarot cards. Speaking of which, I wanted to let you guys know that when I was channeling these, channeling yesterday, I actually wrote down words that were coming through. So I'm going to take a moment to pause this portion of the video, and I'm going to show you, for those of you who chose deck number 1, the words that came through. I'm going to show you in a clip in just a second. Alright, so that was basically the clip, and I'm going to go ahead and get right into this. So as you can see, for my deck number 1s, we have show up, be present, shh, silence, connection, boundaries. Gifts came through literally 3 times. So it was like gifts, gifts, gifts. And this could definitely be code for the fact that you've been seeing things happen in 3s. You may have also been seeing the numbers 333 lately. I'm also right now in the moment hearing for you to connect with, I'm hearing to connect with deities. And there's something about Jupiter coming through, like the planet Jupiter is coming through heavily with this group. I don't know exactly what it is, like you guys are calling in, but what I'm hearing also is that there seems to be a need for you guys to start to learn how to connect with others in a way that you are still protecting yourself and protecting your own spirit. I'm also hearing the fact that there needs to be a moment of silence in which you take the time out to not only connect with other people, but you're taking the time out to connect with higher source. And sometimes this calls for you to sit in a space of quiet. That way you can hear your intuition speak. And I'm also, for some reason, I really don't know why, but I'm picking up on like whispering for this group. Like, be quiet so that you can hear what is being said to you. And also what I'm hearing is that there's no need to constantly interject when you're, when you're speaking. And if you feel that someone is, I don't know why, but I'm picking up like on a conversation where you're talking to someone and they kind of interject and you're just like, can you be quiet? You know what I mean? Like, that's what's coming through right now. But anyways, what I'm hearing Spirit tell you is that if you find yourself amongst these people who are not allowing you to be your authentic self, or if you find yourself amongst people who won't let you speak your truth, then maybe these are not the people that you want to have around you right now. And I'm not even in your cards yet, but that's just a message that's coming through before we even get into the deck. So let's go ahead and start to shuffle. Speaking of which, the King of Swords is coming out here. Wow, that is wild. That's crazy. It's funny because with your cards, we have the Knight of Swords here. We also do have the Ten of Wands in reverse, and we also have the Page of Swords. Wow. Let's go ahead and keep shuffling. Let's see what's coming out here. I just heard the word escapism. Why is the word escapism coming through right now? The Eight of Wands. All right, now I'm quiet right now, but that's because I'm allowing the cards to just kind of flow out, like however they're going to flow out here. So of course we do have the Knight of Swords, we have the Ten of Wands in reverse here. We also have the Page of Swords, we have the Seven of Cups, we have the Ten of Cups in reverse, we have the Eight of Wands, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and we have the High Priestess here in reverse. It really does make me feel like, and we also have the Six of Swords, and it actually came out in reverse. So to be quite honest with you, with this group, what I'm kind of feeling, what I'm sensing, is that there's something that, what I'm hearing is something on the horizon, like something that you may have wanted that you see on the horizon, but in a sense it kind of feels like, the feeling that I'm getting is that it feels as though it's like you feel like it's far away, like it's way too far away. There's a truth that you are being called to sit with, that no matter which way you look at it, that truth is the truth. And I feel that because of the Knight of with the Knight of Swords here, this brings a message. Like, you're being given a clear message, and there's some type of mental activity is going on with this group. And I feel like what I'm kind of sensing is that some of you guys may find yourself like in a daze. Some of you guys may find yourself daydreaming a lot more than normal. And I feel like that's the point where Spirit is like, okay, in the midst of that, what I want you to do in this moment of silence, what I need you to do is what I'm hearing is to raise your vibration in that sense, but take that time out to start to envision the life that you actually do want. But there's also going to be a point in time where you have to sit with some type of uncomfortable truth that you have been avoiding. And I know that sounds really harsh the way I'm saying it, but the way that it feels is like, it feels like it's coming in hot. And for some reason, I'm getting a vision of like the pits of hell. Like, I don't know what the pits of hell look like, but, and the vision that I'm getting is like someone sitting in the midst of this fire all around them. And they're sitting in this fire as a representation of all the things that, in a sense, that not only light up their spirit, but in a sense that sets them on fire, in a sense. And what I'm hearing is that some of these things that set you on fire, in a sense, and I'm speaking very metaphorically speaking here, guys, is that these are the things that there's something that you may have done, whether it be your own actions or whether it be you allowed someone to do this to you. In a sense, what I'm hearing is that it's drawing you further away from this said thing that you have been wanting. Now, for those of you guys already know that whenever I shuffle, I don't always go with the traditional meaning of the cards. I go with my intuition. And for some of you guys, what I'm hearing for you to do is it's time for you to start stepping more into the forefront to speak whatever this truth is. But in order for you to do that, you have to sit in this place of quiet in order to navigate through your own thoughts. This is a lot of mental activity, so I'm hearing a lot of overthinking. I'm hearing the word Gemini. I'm hearing that some of you guys need to, and this is not me telling you what you need to do. Forgive me for sounding this way. But what I kind of hear Spirit is saying is, shh, like, I need to tell you something. Shh, let me, like, shh. And there's a need for you to start being present also in your own energy and to shift your focus. Instead of it being so drawn out into the outside world, I feel like what you're being called to do is take a moment to go in, and I'm hearing the word self-reflection. Like, and it's so funny because we have the Buddha statue sitting here, respect to the, to the culture and whatnot, but there seems to be this need to go within and to withdraw from the things that you see on the outside. And for some reason, I'm getting a vision of something that looks really shimmery and shiny. It's like, ooh, I want that. I really, really want that. But it's like, do you though? Like, is that what you need though? And it's like, you're being called to question, is this something that I need in my life right now to help me live my highest life? Or am I wanting this because I'm afraid of not having it? So it's one of those things where you have to really stop and take a moment to look at the sword and say, okay, let me take a moment and look at this. Because I'm looking at this in a sense that it feels kind of, it feels kind of new. Like you're in a space where you're learning how to be more objective, if that makes sense. But what I'm also hearing though is that whatever this thing that you want, whatever you see for yourself, I'm hearing to pay more attention to your dreams and more attention to the messages that you are being given through your dreams and whatnot. Is that with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse here, this kind of makes me feel like something feels broken, something feels out of place, if that makes sense. And with the Ten of Pentacles, of course, this has to do, I just heard breaking away from like generational habits. These generational habits that once were fit for the moment, but it's time to break away from that. I'm hearing to break away from traditional values for some of you guys that's coming through. I'm hearing to be open to changes. I'm hearing to start taking notes. I'm hearing for some of you guys to start journaling more. I'm seeing that because we do have the Knight of Pentacles here. Is showing up. She's showing up. She's taking notes. It kind of feels like we're at a slow start. But at the same time, while you're at this start or while you're sitting here, it's not complacency. It's not codependence, but it's more so I need you to just kind of sit and observe. I'm hearing for you to sit back and observe for some reason, for some of you guys. I'm hearing that for some of you guys, you're afraid to leave a certain place. But how can you call in these things if you're afraid to get up and get moving? Some of you guys are really sitting with the uncomfortable truths, with some uncomfortable truths, like seriously. And you're being called to take a moment to just shh. I'm laughing. I'm not laughing at you, but Spirit keeps saying shh. It makes it kind of feel like Spirit is shushing me. Shh. I know I'm getting annoying, you guys. I love you guys. But anyway, so basically, yeah, like it really does feel like that. And once you do start to get to this point where you're able to sit with this uncomfortable truth or whatever it is, the more that you see the world that is within yourself, the more that you can project that out into the universe. And I'm being called to tell you to show up. There's some of you guys are looking to be more in the public eye for some of you guys. But you guys have to get comfortable with observing. You have to be comfortable with sitting with things that are uncomfortable. Because, for example, what I'm hearing is that some of you guys also may have insecurities that are coming up right now. And you're being called to take a moment to sit in silence to see, what are these insecurities? Are they serving me now? What is it that I'm releasing? So this is something to do with releasing insecurity. I don't know why I'm picking up on that. These cards... Traditionally, you'd be like, what? That's not what these cards mean. But that's what Spirit is coming through saying. It doesn't even matter what the cards are. These cards really are more for, for our comfort sometimes. And they do trigger the subconscious, all that good stuff. But Spirit is telling you, I need you to pay attention to your insecurities. Because when you start to show up, your insecurities are going to start showing up too. And so for some of you guys, if you're looking to be more in the public eye, even though the Six of Wands is not here, the Six of Wands energy definitely is present. It's like, I need you to, I need you to show up to do and to be whatever it is that you envision. That some of you guys have your eyes set on the way that you want your life to look like, and Spirit is saying, okay, in order for your life to look this way, what I need you to do is I need you to take a few steps back to see and to retrace your steps, but like not only retrace your steps, but to also, again, this sitting in silence thing is coming through again, to sit with yourself, to really see, is this truly what it is that I want? So to answer your question, I feel like for you to raise your vibration to live your best life, I feel there's a call to action for you to go within and to iron out the kinks is what I'm hearing. Forgive the background noise, you guys. To iron out all the kinks. And also the question is, what are you choosing? What are you choosing to allow to come into your life? What are you choosing to let go of? What are you choosing, and who are you choosing to interact with? What are you choosing to eat? What are you choosing? What choices are you making that has you in a space where you are right now? And are these choices going to lead you to where you need to go? So there's a call to question yourself and to question your motives even. For some of you guys, I'm hearing for you to question your intent. What is the intent behind your action? What is the intent behind what you're doing? Like, this does not mean that, you're being malicious, or maybe you're a person who is being malicious and you're being called out. But for most of you, if you're here, you're more than likely don't have a malicious intent. You're being called to ask, why do I want this? Why do I want that? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing it this way? It's like you're being called to sit with yourself and ask, what are you choosing and why? And once you figure out those answers, once you figure that out, I feel you'll be able to, in a sense, clear a path and you go towards that new space and whatever that is. And with the Eight of Wands, this definitely does feel like some of you guys feel like you're under heat and pressure. But at the same time, this heat and pressure is meant to make something very beautiful. That's so funny. I say that's funny because even we have the Two of Swords here. Whenever we do readings, we already know, you guys. Y'all already know the deal. Like, whenever we do readings, we just get real synchronistic around here. So it is what it is. But we have the Two of Swords here. And then we also have the Sun card. And we also have the Ace of Cups. So this does bring... Let me try to get that in there real quick. Look how beautiful these cards are. Anyways, so... as I was saying, with the Ace of Cups here and with the Sun card, what I kind of feel like this warmth is, it's bringing my attention to the heart space. And I'm seeing the color green. And you guys already know the color green and the color pink are two colors that are associated with the heart chakra energy. For some of you guys, your heart chakra is blocked, but I'm hearing it's because of disappointments that you are clinging to. It's time to, in a sense, to lay those things to rest. That way you can start to maximize the best of your experiences. So this is bringing me, in a sense, to this heat, to this warmth. For some of you guys, I'm seeing you sunbathe. I'm seeing you work with the fire element a little bit more. To get the heat, to get the heat beneath your feet, to get it moving, if that makes sense. Like once you're stepping out of this quiet place, so to speak, whatever that means for you, or whatever that looks like, you can then come out to play and experience all the things that you've been wanting to experience. For some of you guys, you're setting your intention for new love. For some of you guys, you're setting your intention on just simply healing, and that's fine. And with the Sun card and the Ace of Cups, the Sun card, in a sense, is highlighting all the things that make you fulfilled, and in a sense, it's making you, or encouraging you. You're being encouraged to go after those things once you've finish sitting in that quiet place. And I feel like the more that you start to embody this higher vibration, or embody the vision that you see for your life, that is how you're going to get to your best life, if that makes sense. So these gifts coming in times 3, I feel like you may receive gifts. What I'm hearing is either 3 gifts. It's bringing me to either 3 weeks, 3 months, or 3 days. It's one of those. It's 3 years, whatever. But something about the number 3. Now, the number 3 is also associated with the Ascended Masters. It's also associated with creativity. It's also heavily associated with Jupiter, the planet Jupiter. Now, you guys already know the planet Jupiter is all about abundance and all these things. But one thing that people don't talk about enough, in my own opinion, is that Jupiter, in a sense, will highlight everything and it'll blow up everything, no matter what that energy is, whether it's a positive or a negative. Jupiter is going to amplify all of that. So if you're feeling depression, Jupiter amplifies that, whatever it touches. But at the same time, what I kind of feel like is you're looking at the overall picture. You're looking at the overall picture of what you're being shown. Wow. And with the Empress card here, what I feel like too is that this, in a sense, is leading you all the way back to yourself. It's leading you back. It's a call for self-love. It's a call for self-discovery. It's a call to put yourself first for some of you guys. Some of y'all are very selfless, and it's time for you to learn how to show up for yourself before you can even show up for anyone else. Because if you can't show up for yourself, like, how are you going to show up for somebody else that may need you? You know what I mean? And so our self-care is our service to the world, in a sense that we're allowing ourselves to not only be in our essence, but to heal ourselves, so that when we do show up, we can create that ripple effect of healing for everybody else, especially when it comes to us meeting our soul tribe. So that's the message that came through with these cards here. I'm going to move these to the side. That was really intense. And it's so funny. Time to make a demonstration. And shout out to pile number 3. The only reason why you guys' deck look different for pile number 3 is because pile number 3 is on a completely different plane. But because of them, I gave y'all an extra card here. So, same pile number 3. So, time to make a demonstration. The older the soul, the softer the glance, the quicker the smile, and the sooner to say, I love you. They also skip and wink more than normal and hold hands with those they walk beside. Utterly fearless, the universe. So I honestly kind of feel like the way this makes me feel, time to make a demonstration, is to be the change that you want to see. And not even just that, is to be what it is that you want, and you have to start walking more into that light. But it's going to take you connecting with yourself first. And we have communication, and then we have the cat. Independence, healthy boundaries. What are we talking about? That is just so dope, man. Like, I'm laughing because you guys already know the deal. Anyways, so communication and the cat, independence, healthy boundaries. The thing about the cat is that the cat is such a spiritual animal. Like, cats are so underrated. Like, I say that because with the cat energy, the cat is very spiritual. It is definitely a divinely feminine aspect, in which not only does it protect, but it shows up when it wants to, and it's very unapologetic about its energy, and it wants what it wants, and it won't settle for less. So this is some of you guys being called to create this safe haven around yourself, to not settle for anything that you do not want, to ensure that you end up exactly where you want to be. So with this communication also is to start to speak up about the things that you want. And it's bringing me, in a sense, to the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords. Speak up about the things that you want. Start to exercise more of that throat chakra energy. I hope you guys can see that. Communication. There you go. And absolutely, that is just so amazing. And we have the arts, and we have peace. What are you choosing? What are you doing? Are you choosing peace? Are you choosing chaos? What is it? I'm just so excited, you guys. I'm so loud. But anyways, we have peace. There's no need to worry, as everything is working out beautifully. And then we have the arts. Express yourself through creative activities. So I kind of feel like, if anything, what this makes me kind of feel like is that you're showing up and you're showing your shit. You're showing your stuff, right? Meaning that you're allowing yourself... I am blown back. Weren't we talking about creativity with the number 3? I'll be damned. I'm so happy for y'all. Like, it's not like the energy that I'm getting, like, I'm feeling like a rush of excitement. Like, I cannot shake the feeling of excitement. Like, it just feels like, yo, like, this is something that I've been wanting and waiting for. And there's something in you that the divine is saying, I want you to show up, because you have you have a gift to give. You have a gift to give. And it's bringing me so much joy, especially with the Sun card, because it's like, yo, like, I'm just showing up. I'm being me. Like, that's Leo energy. So I feel like you're being called to channel your Leo energy and just show up and just be grateful, to be happy, and to be vibrant, and to just express yourself in a way that is unapologetic. Like, speak your truth. This, for my number 1s, is you speaking your truth unapologetically. You communicating that, but not even just that, but knowing when to say what. And I really do feel that. So if you're someone who is a creative, you know, you may be a painter, you may be a poet, you may be, you know, someone who creates things or structures like out of junk. I say that loosely. or like out of scraps and whatnot, whatever form of art that you choose, allow that to be your statement. And because that is your way of showcasing your omnipotence in a way that this is a part of your identity and you're expressing that. So shout out to you. And we have Field of Dreams. Didn't we say something about dreams earlier? I can't right now. I just really can't. Home. I love that. Now, I don't know where the book is for these cards, but I'm just going to kind of go off of what Spirit tells me to tell you with that. But anyways, so we have Field of Dreams and then we have Home. So I feel like what you're doing is, in a sense, is that you're tapping within yourself to envision, and it's bringing me back to the Seven of Cups. This brings me to Seven of Cups. It's like, what are you envisioning? What do you see? What do you see for yourself? But not even just that, it's like whatever you're creating a heaven for yourself. You're creating a safe haven for yourself, but not even just for you, but also for your tribe. So this is you doing the work, showing up, getting ready for your soul tribe. But again, to answer your question, what do you need to do to live your highest, to live your highest best is show up, speak your truth, be creative, connect with spirit, connect with yourself, love as hard and as much as you want, right? Self-love, rose quartz, y'all already know it's about self-love, the love that you give, but the love that you feel flowing within you from the universe and you projecting that out into the world. That's what I pick up from that. And with spirit quartz, of course, to me, this is you connecting with, in the sense that third eye chakra, in a sense. This is you connecting with spirits, connecting with your guides. The color purple is here. So there's what I'm hearing is the word loyalty, speaking with your spirit team and things of that nature. And black tourmaline, y'all already know the deal. Black tourmaline, protection and all those good things. So protect yourself, speak your truth, and thank you for listening to this reading for my number ones. So we're going to go ahead and get to our number twos. That was a really intense reading, you guys. All right, so if you chose deck number 2, this is your reading. And before we get into that reading, I'm going to go ahead and stop. That way we can see what the words for you were. All right, you guys, and we are back. And we are shuffling for our deck number 2, if you chose deck number 2. And these cards right here are actually your oracle cards. And so we're going to get to those in a second. And right now what we're doing is we are shuffling, actually. The first card that came out was the High Priestess. And of course, I'm going to read off to you I'm going to read off some of the words that came through. As a matter of fact, since you guys already seen it, I'm just going to go right in and I'm just going to go ahead and start to just do what I got to do. So for you guys, I feel the heavy need to, the feeling that I get with this one is that for some reason, I'm picking up on a lot of spiritual activity. And the first card that came out was the High Priestess. The High Priestess was the first card that came out. So I feel like this has a lot to do with navigating between worlds, is what I'm hearing. I just heard polar opposites. This is deep connection with the spirit realm. This is deep connection with your angels, deep connection with your guides, deep connection with them. I get a lot of Scorpio vibes with this one. The energy that I'm feeling with this is that some of you guys have been in a space where you have been called to constantly purge and purge and purge and purge and release. And like the vision that I'm getting is somebody, what it feels like is that someone is just, they've got their head back and they are screaming and they're like scratching their neck for the pain to stop. Like, that's what that feels like. Sorry about it, you guys. My camera cut off. But anyways, it almost kind of feels like with this energy, someone has been constantly purging and constantly purging and constantly purging. It just feels like there's like this bleed out. Like someone, this is going to sound really, really, really rough, but it's like someone got stabbed and then they took the knife out of their side and then they're just like gushing out blood. That sounds really bad, but I'm sorry, you guys. You guys already know my metaphors are kind of wild sometimes, but to be honest, like it just kind of feels like you knew that this was something that was inevitable. You knew that something was going to happen. You knew that something was going to hit the fan. You knew. Like Spirit is saying, you knew. Like this is not a surprise. You already knew what was up. Now, to continue on with the reading, I kind of feel like what I want to say is that I just heard this is just your reward. Just your reward. Meaning that all the pain, all the shadow work that you've been doing, everything that you have done has been to get you to a place of sweetness. And I'm getting a feeling and a taste of something really sweet. Like, it almost, I don't know, like like honey. Like sweet like honey. And for those of you that don't eat honey, Manuka honey is coming through. For those of you guys that don't eat honey, this feels in a sense like agave or something really sweet and flowy, like something really good, like just like the best of the best is what it feels like. Now, you guys already know, I don't believe that there's anything outside of us that will ever punish us or reward us. I feel that when we shoot out these vibrations, that is what makes our predominant reality. And that's just what I feel. And I honestly kind of feel like, in a sense, some of you guys may have, wow, that is so powerful. Let me stop. Because with the High Priestess here, and with the Hierophant here in reverse, and with the Five of Pentacles, you have had to find your own way. You have had to do these things yourself. And even though you see it as you may see this as you being lost and you feeling like, you know, no one is here for you. Or you may even feel like, in a sense, that how do I get to this point to where I need to go? Or how do I get there? Why do I feel like no one is here for me? Or why do I feel like I have to constantly seek and seek and seek? What I see is that the fact that you, in a sense, have felt lost, imagine yourself kind of wandering around like the forest or something, and you feel afraid. And the next thing you know, you just hit that one turn, and the next thing you know, you just see this beautiful pool full of wonder, and it's got everything you need, it's got everything you want, and it's beautiful. And that's the vision that I'm getting, that even though you've had to find your way on your own, you're literally being led to this lavish, or to this garden full of so many different fruits, flowers. I don't know why, but I'm hearing fairies. And you guys know I'm a witch, so shout out to the fairies though. Nothing against fairies, but I'm just saying, fairies are coming through. And I feel like with that energy, in a sense, it kind of feels like your path is being lit up. And it feels like something that's very sweet, but you knew that this was something that you were destined for. Your soul knew. Trust your intuition, trust your soul, because your soul knows. Like, your soul is limitless. It's a limitless light body. Like, it's limitless. Like, it can't be touched. It can't be measured. It is omnipotent. Like, it exudes and expresses itself in every living organism and everything. So there's nothing that will ever keep your soul bound or limited. And because you are stepping into this truth, you're actually being called to step into that truth if you're not already. And you are being called to find your own way, because whatever it is that you're going through, you are going to end up helping someone else that has gone through either the same thing as you, or that has going through what you have gone through. And when you look at them, in a sense, the High Priestess understands that a sense of, she's humble in a sense where she understands that when she looks into the eyes of another, she's looking into her own eyes through a different through a different perspective. And so when you are coming across these people, when you are finding this tribe of people or whatever, what I personally feel like is that you are meant to show up. And the fact that the Hierophant is here in reverse here, this means that you are not looking for a teacher, but the teacher is you. There's nothing that you need to look for. But at the same time, what the words that are coming through is that what I'm hearing is the word meditation. I'm hearing meditation for you. And to release resistance also. Release resistance is what I'm hearing right now. Like, release resistance. Like, there's no need to feel as if you have to be guarded as well. Like, for some of you guys, you may feel guarded. You may feel like, and if you do feel guarded, or if you do kind of feel like it's too much for you, what I'm hearing and what I heard is for you to start calling on angels. And angels that came through was you have a guardian angel watching over you. Hang on. There's a guardian angel that's watching over you. There's 3 angels. Even though I didn't write down the third one, the other one is coming through right now as we're speaking. There's something about guardian angels. Connect with the guardian angels. One of those angels is Raphael. And I heard, and I wrote down, Angel Raphael speaks. I don't work with things like that, and I kind of view these as archetypes. Whether these beings actually existed, we're not here to talk about that. So take this with a grain of salt, and take this as a metaphor. Take this as, just archetypes of you. Just put it that way, okay? Archangel Raphael speaks came through. Archangel Michael for protection. Archangel Michael for protection, but not only that, for protecting you in a sense where not only are you being shown or being revealed things through your third eye. Some of you guys have a very strong, what I'm hearing is that some of you guys have very strong dreams, or your dreams are very vivid. I'm hearing for you guys to call on Archangel Raphael and to call on Archangel Michael, and for some reason Archangel Gabriel is coming through right now. I really don't know why he's coming through or why that energy is coming through, but there's something about Archangel Gabriel. The angels, this angelic type of archetype or energy talks to you through your intuition, but they also talk to you through your dreams. Listen to them, because there's some type of message that they have for you that they're trying to lead you to get to this other place. It's kind of like what they're doing is like they're nudging you, saying, hey, I need you to get up so that I can go with you to this place. I know that you feel lost. I understand that, but I need you. I'm trying to give you something. 5 of Pentacles. It's like I'm trying to give you a place where you feel. And I want to cry right now. It kind of feels like I'm trying to give you something, but for whatever reason, you're so hurt that you can't see or accept the fact that I'm trying to help you. It's like you're not being left alone. I'm trying to give you this gift to help you get to this other side. But because you've been let down so many times, because you've met the eyes of defeat way too many times, what you're expecting is defeat. And they're saying, no, like I'm protecting you from that. I'm trying to show you how to raise your vibration, but I'm also trying to share with you and show you at least a glimpse. Sorry about that. My camera was full. My memory card was full. But anyways, like I was saying to you guys before the camera cut off, it's, you're being given these things, or spirit is sending you these different gifts to kind of remind you that, hey, like I'm trying to show you that this is a life that you've been trying to call in, but it's like I'm trying to give you these gifts and you're not accepting it because you've been let down, through disappointment. For some of you guys, it's been tragedy after tragedy after tragedy, and it's like you're having a really hard time finding and seeing the light at the end of the tunnel is what it kind of feels like. And it's wild because, oh my goodness, the cards that just came out were the 5 of Swords and the Temperance card. Like, really? Come on. Like, look at these. So beautiful, man. The Temperance card and the 5 of Swords. It's like there's some of these things that you just like we're not prepared for. And I honestly really do feel like with the Temperance card coming in, this is a reminder to understand that the life that you are living now is, in a sense, meant to help you prepare to get to the other part, or to help you make the right turn, if that makes sense. but you're not doing it alone, because even though you cannot see the help physically through maybe people, your spirit team is near. You have to understand that what the logical mind cannot pick up, the subconscious and the intuition does, and it sees first. And I feel like for you, you're being called to sit with that intuition more, to sit with that intuitive knowing more, because that is where you draw your power. You draw power from your intuition. And when you start to sit with that more, you'll begin to see, okay, Spirit is handing me this pebble here. Spirit is handing me that. And I can clearly see that these life experiences are not only meant to help me balance, but I am, in a sense, becoming an alchemist in a way that I am taking these unfavorable experiences myself, and I am making it, and I'm turning it and transmuting it into something that's going to be favorable for me. Favorable and flavorful, so that I can get to this place of milk and honey, of sweetness, of whatever this thing is that you consider sweet, a new home, a new job, a new partner, a divine partner, whatever it is you're calling in. You know, it could be simply you going back to yourself, but either way it goes, you are literally sitting in a car and Spirit is like driving you. You may even be receiving, I'm hearing that for some of you guys, you are receiving more activity from your ancestors. Pay attention to what your ancestors are trying to tell you, because your ancestors are speaking to you not only through your dreams, but through numbers. You may see a synchronicity. You may be seeing synchronicities in numbers. Now, don't get me wrong, I get it. There's only the numbers 0 through 9, and those numbers combined can go on infinitely and create other numbers. But those are the only numbers that we have. I get that. But at the same time, as a creator, as an intuitive, you know that that when it comes to synchronicities and when it comes to things showing up, pay attention to what is showing up in your reality at what time, because everything has its moment. And your moment, in a sense, right now is to continue to release those traumas. In order for you to live your best life, what you need to do is not what you need to do, but what you're being called to do is to continue to release those old habits and to start viewing it from a different perception, and not to cling onto those things to judge it, whether it's good or bad, but instead say, this is what's happening. I understand that it's not happening to me, but for me. And I know within the deepest depths of my soul that no matter what, I am destined for something greater. And when you sit and you meditate in that, and when you really start to connect with your inner mind and your intuition, you'll know, and you'll be able to tap into so many different things, different elements of not only yourself, but the sweetness that you're being given. The only thing is, what you're being called to do is to understand that, yes, you have been through tragedy. This is not Spirit's way of saying that you haven't gone through it. Yes, you have been through it, but you are not your pain. You are not your suffering. You are more than that. And so for some of you guys, you're being called to detach from this suffering. And it's not going to be easy. Scorpio energy, you know, it's not the easiest energy to navigate through, because when you're dealing with Scorpio energy, you're dealing with the depths of the shadow. And I'm telling you, as a person who's been there, 8 of Cups coming through, what is it that you're walking away from? What are you walking into? The things that were once in your life that gave you flavor, that gave you substance, that were a part of your identity are no more. And it's time for you to purge those different things so that you can create, and what I'm hearing is to even the playing field is what I just heard. It's like one of those things where you're cutting some things out and you're calling attention to certain things to bring a state of equilibrium. And for you, your way to your best life is to bring not only balance, but to allow yourself to continue to purge, to release, and to accept the things that you cannot change, and accept the fact that there are things that you can change, and change what you can, if that makes sense. And what you can change is your own vibration. So what I'm hearing for you, what you can do is I'm getting a feeling of you navigating more towards really sweet fruit. I know that some of you guys on diets and whatnot, and you're trying to watch your sugar, but the more natural sugar you eat, your body can convert that more easily and you can burn that off. So don't worry about all the sugar or whatever. I'm being told to tell you to eat more fruit. I'm picking up on pineapples. I'm picking up on watermelons. I'm picking up on strawberries. I heard the word pina colada. I'm hearing a lot more smoothies, some of you guys, a lot more electric foods. One food that's coming through is papaya. Papaya is really amazing. It's goddess energy. That there is goddess energy, papaya. I use papaya leaf in some of my oils, but I ain't going to talk about that right now. But I'm just saying, like, papaya is really, really, really amazing. Eat a lot more. I'm hearing butternut squash. I don't know why, but I'm seeing a lot of orange and yellow. Like, I'm seeing like a lot of orange and yellow. So maybe orange, yellow, and red fruits possibly for you guys. I don't know, whatever you want to eat. But I'm hearing to eat something that's going to give you more of an electrical charge. And for it's so funny because the word paperwork came through. So this is a court theme. Some of you guys have court things going on, and I'm hearing that these court things are going to start working more in your favor. Like, you guys already saw on the paper, it said paperwork. Paperwork came through. Call on Archangel Michael for protection when you're in court. I just heard that. When you're in court, for anyone who's in court, call on Archangel Michael. Call on your ancestors. Call on your spirit team. They're going to help you. Wow, the fucking Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune, the fucking Lover's card came through. The Two of Pentacles. Oh my God. What the hell, man? This is wild. Like, the Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers, you know, the Two of Wands. This vision that you have for your life, man, you're about to manifest some shit. But the only way to that is if you make way and make room for these things to come into your life. It's kind of what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing is like a blockade. It's like have you guys seen that movie Snakes on a Plane, where they were like building like this, I think it was Snakes on a Plane, like where they were stacking all the why is this coming through? Where they were stacking all the bags up to create like this door so the snakes wouldn't get in. Spirit is saying, put it down. It's like breaking through that so that the blessings can flow into you so that you can see the heaven that you're creating subconsciously. And with the Lover's card here, this is divine connection that is guided through spirit. This is a spiritual connection. This is something in the sense where you are allowing yourself to make a decision in a space of spirit. Not from ego, not from logic and all those, you know, things, but you're making this decision from a higher perspective. And I know that with the Lover's card, it does deal with relationships and choices and things of that nature. But this, in the sense that I'm being called, this is divine intervention. Like, this, to me, feels like divine intervention steering the wheel, saying, let's go this way. Like, it may not make sense, but we don't want to end up like the Titanic. We want to go and we want to get to where we need to go. So, what I'm being told to tell you is that the vision that you see, it's time for you to, in a sense, start calling that in. But the way you call that in is through purging. Forgive yourself and forgive other people who played a part in your demise, or who played a part in your destruction, or who you've allowed to play that role. Whoever you've given your power to, what I'm hearing is time for you to take that back. And it could be from yourself. All right. The ego, spirit, integrity, connection to the angelic realm. I'm fucking done, bro. Fucking done. Like, that to me is so fucking wild. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. The ego. And we have joy. How amazing. Oops. I'm getting kind of extra. The B. Luck, industriousness, sweet victory. Are you serious? This is so great. I'm so happy for you guys. And then we have the serpent. What the shit? Wow. That's why that movie came through. Serpents. I'm so happy for you guys. Knowledge and healing. Come on. Need I say more? Like, let's not even. Oh my goodness. All right. So we have the ego. We have the serpent. We have the bee. We have joy. To me, this brings me to the High Priestess. It brings me to the Wheel of Fortune. I just heard the word destiny. I heard the word destiny. For some reason, this feels like what you're doing is you're allowing yourself to become, wow, that's different. You're becoming spirit. Not that you're dying, but you and spirit are creating this unison. You are becoming one with spirit, meaning that in order for you to live your best life, what you need to do is to become one with spirit, to continue to purge, to continue to release, to continue to heal these different elements. And when you do make that decision, mark my words, you're going to go into a spiritual awakening. And that spiritual awakening is going to hit you out of nowhere. It's going to come by surprise. I don't know why the number 3 keeps coming through, but in a matter of weeks, you are going to go through a spiritual awakening. For some of you guys, it's more like months, but mark my words, I'm rooted in what I feel. Some of you guys within the next few weeks are going to go through some type of awakening. And if it's not an awakening, it's going to be some type of newfound thought that's going to connect you to other elements, other parts of yourself and other people, which really, is a spiritual awakening, in a nutshell. But anyways, that's what's coming through with that. And with the B coming through, this is you allowing yourself to do things that are not just going to benefit you, but the collective. And also, fortune favors the bold is the quote that's coming through right now. So continue on with your healing journey. And when you feel and when you decide to see what is being given to you, accept that as a gift so that you can continue on and step into that new light. With the Eagle card coming here again, connect with your angels, connect with the archangels. Again, Raphael, Michael, and Gabriel came through. So there's that. And you have go outside. Oh, and go on a train ride came through. So this definitely gives me the feeling of like some of you guys going for like a drive, maybe down the coast. Some of you guys are looking at the water, as you're driving and things like that. Also like a train ride, one of those, a moment like that. But anyways, go outside, connect with nature. You have been indoors too long. Go outside and get some fresh air. Connect with the earth element here. And then you have a sacred space. Create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. See what I'm saying? You guys are being called to connect more with the spirit. And this sacred place is, in a sense, leading you back to you. Flying. That's amazing. Into the unknown. So you entering into these unknown waters, in a sense, what I feel like is when you're entering into the unknown, that's a space where it's like you're diving more into the void. And you guys have heard me talk about the void before, but the void is like this playground or womb space in which everything exists. So the void is represented by the number 0, and the number 0 contains every single number as long as it has its opposite. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but when you're entering into this voided space, you're entering into a womb in which all things can be created. So by you going into the unknown, this is you being able to tap into your subconscious and your power to create what it is that you want. That's what that's about. And I mean that. Like, I am rooted in that without a doubt. I'm rooted in that. Like, there's nothing I can change my mind on that. And I forgot my book at home, but I'm going to show you guys these cards, and I may come back and update you on the readings, but I forgot them. I'm sorry about that, guys. But anyways, you have this card here, this crystal here, and you also have aqua aura quartz here. Beautiful deck, by the way. I'll mention it at the bottom. Do more Tierite? Psych. I don't know what that's about, but to be honest with you, what I'm going to go off of is just like how I feel. Just kind of like looking at the colors and whatnot. And with this, what I kind of feel like is that this gives me a sense of depth. It gives me a sense of deep cosmic consciousness energy. I feel like with this is that you're not only connecting with the emotional aspect, but you're diving into these different elements. This to me is working a lot with the subconscious. Like, this is Scorpio energy, but I'm hearing the word Capricorn. I heard the word structure for some reason that's coming through, but this is something about you being very grounded, about you getting a bit more grounded as you're on your journey to healing. So anyways, my loves, I hope that resonated. If it did, drop a comment down there. Thank you guys for coming to this reading, and we are going to get to the final deck, number 3. Número 3. All right, so you chose deck number 3. I'm going to go ahead and show you a clip of the words that came out. All right, so now that you have seen the decks that came, well, the cards that came out, I am going to let you know right now, for my number 3s, your reading is not going to be anywhere near the first 2. This is for those of you who are on a completely different plane. Like, you guys, that energy for number 3, and even like when I was shuffling the cards, I just had this feeling like I had to change the decks that I was using. Like, the decks, I had to change it. Like, your decks aren't even the same as everyone else's. And because of you guys, whatever energy that you guys have, I'm gonna light another, what's those things called, incense right now. But because of your guys' energy, I had to change up the vibe. And let me put that in the camera so you guys can see that. Isn't that satisfying? Spirit basically told me that for you guys, I'm going to have to start the reading off without even pulling cards. And so that's what I started to do. And I'm going to go based off of what, Spirit has had for me to tell you. So basically for you guys, my number 3s, I picked up on a lot of Pisces energy. This is someone or a group of people who are just so highly connected to cosmic energy. Their energy is high. You may be someone who believes that they have what is called ADHD. I don't believe in all those things, but whatever, right? You may be someone who was diagnosed with ADHD, or you may be someone who has a very active mind and who is very, very, very selfless. You guys just have like a lot of Pisces energy. You're very high into the clouds. You're very dreamy. You're very, very powerful. You deal a lot with emotions, and it's sometimes really hard for you to come down, from your emotions, whether you're happy, whether you're sad, or whether you're irritated or angry or feeling it all. You know what I mean? This group of people, I'm not kidding. What I heard was that you are not from this world. You're from this world, but you channel very highly cosmic energy in a sense where what I was told to tell you was to check to see what. I don't know why this is coming through. And you guys know I'm very rational, but just hear me out. This is where I have to tap out of rationality for a second, right? Or tap out of tap out of logic. Check the star constellation that your soul is from. I'm not laughing at it, but just hear me out. Because you guys know we all come from the same source, right? But in a sense, it's like, check to see like what resonates with you the most. Because what you're doing is, what I'm hearing is that we come from all over the galaxy. We come from all over the place, whatever. And when we're here on Earth, it's like we come from these different parts. And this is like a meetup where we are all called to get to a certain point. So there's something about where you come from cosmically that you're being called to, in a sense, what I heard is that you're going home. Not that you're dying, but you're finding I'm hearing that you find your tribe in the stars. And so for you to get, what I'm hearing is that also because you are someone who is so deep into the cosmos, is that you have to learn how to become grounded. You have to start to learn how to, in a sense, come back down to earth. Come back for landing. This is not one of those things. This is one of those readings where like it connects me to movies like Interstellar. Like, this is deep exploration. This is interstellar exploration into your own mind. This is, interstellar travel through constellations, through your own constellations, through your own visions. And I feel like for you, because you're always in the cloud, it feels like you're one of those people who are on a permanent acid trip, or like you're on a permanent, like you're a walking embodiment of a mushroom trip indefinitely is what it feels like. And you're being called, in a sense, to become grounded or to eat something that's going to help to ground you because you're so far and high up. Your vibrations are already very high. And what I'm hearing is that there needs to be some type of balance. So to live your best life, understand that you are still here on earth having a human experience. Yes, you are a spiritual being first. But to enhance your life, what I'm hearing is for you to zoom into the earth things. It's like when you have a camera and you want to get the perfect picture or video of this rose. And so you zoom in to pay attention to that rose and connect with that rose. And it's so funny that roses are coming through right now. It's like you're being called to connect with the wonders of earth. not just space, but earth. Look at the earth element and allow that to give you to give you a sense of wonder as well. Now, this in a sense, this makes me kind of feel like you also may be someone who gets easily distracted. I'm hearing for you to start working more with amethyst and I heard, and from the words that I'm seeing here, you're jumping dimensions, meaning that you're someone who navigates through different dimensions of reality. You're someone who has the power or the potential, which we all do, but you specifically are someone that does this without even trying. So you are someone who was already elevated, and because of that, you're learning, in a sense, how to navigate more through this reality because you're so high. Now, not only that, transcendence, you are transcending something. And the more you allow yourself to tap more into this grounding energy, ground yourself so that you can transcend higher, if that makes sense. So this is you working more with your root chakra energy because you're very, very high. And too much of one thing is toxic. Now, this is not to say that you being a highly cosmic being is toxic. No, that's not what I'm saying here. But what I am saying is that it's okay for you to come back down to earth. Now, since we're working with Pisces energy, your opposite is Virgo. So Virgo is the grounded Pisces here, and Virgo is connected to the stars, but in a way that's grounded. That's grounding. You see what I'm saying? And so Virgo, in a sense, helps Pisces to see, because Pisces is a higher octave than Virgo is, simply because it is of a higher vibration. Now, it does not mean that Virgo is not of a higher vibration, but it's lower in a sense that it's more grounded, it's more rooted. And so the wise one, Virgo, works to make sure that it has its place here on the earth. It draws from the stars, but it gives the messages here to us on the planet. And so that's what you're being called to do, is to challenge yourself to not to be more like Virgo, but to channel your inner Virgo is what I'm hearing for you guys for number 3s. Because y'all are going at God speed. Like, you guys are, and I have not pulled your cards. I still haven't pulled your cards. Let me go ahead and pull your cards. To be honest, Spirit already told me that I didn't even need to pull tarot for you guys like that, but I'm getting the okay to go ahead and just pull a few. You guys are not going to have very many. The moon. Wow. Wow. The moon card came out, as you can see right here. And oh, man. Uh-oh. Something's coming through here. Yeah. You're definitely, I don't know why I just heard the word escapism for some of you guys. I definitely heard the word escapism. I hear the fact that the reason why you're so into this is drawing me to someone who actually does use psychedelics as a form of escapism. I'm hearing the word substance abuse. I'm not saying that that's you, but I'm saying that if you have a very addictive personality, you may want to stay away from drugs. Psychedelics are not drugs. They are psychedelics. They're in a completely different playing field because they actually don't make you addicted. But some people, from my understanding, do use them as a form of escapism because they cannot handle this reality here. So you are being called, it's like the reason why you're so into the stars, because you feel stuck. It's like you feel limited here. And I get that. I totally get that. So it's like you're being called to in a sense, create a balance, to create more of a balance for yourself. And with the Queen of Pentacles, I'm hearing the word potatoes. Like, eat potatoes is what I'm hearing. You may not, just try them if you want. But the Queen of Pentacles here, she definitely does bring us some very grounding energy. She does take care of the home. This brings me to the idea of home, in a sense that you are being called to also connect more with not even just like with your not just your intuition, but connect with the things that, in a sense, that bring you, or that brought you pain, so that you can understand that it's okay for you to still be here. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's kind of like one of those people that are they show up and they're really vibrant and they're really excited, but in a sense, it's to keep them from thinking so much about the shit that's happening now. What I'm being called to tell you is that it's okay for you to ground yourself, and it's okay for you to look at these things in the eye. There's something that you have that you have the ability to channel and to be grounded. It's just what I'm hearing is that you're choosing not to be because you just don't like it here. It's too shitty. Well, if it's too shitty, then use your gifts and your talents to help to create that change. So for you, in order for you to live your highest and your best life, is for you to start channeling that energy and projecting that out into the world. I don't know why this is bringing me again to Virgo energy. Ace of Wands. What did I just say? What are you afraid of? Come on. Like, limitations. Nine of Swords. Queen of Cups. Like, come on, you guys. Like seriously, the way that this makes me feel, if I'm going to say anything to this group, it's really like words of encouragement. I feel the need to say words of encouragement. Understand that you are safe here. Like, you're safe. It's okay. You're safe. And I know that for some of you guys, it's like when you're navigating through this world, it's really hard for you to, because you kind of feel like, well, every time I'm here, it's like I can't deal with other humans. They're just so mean and they're just so shitty and they're just all these different things. And I can't dwell in the world where people are not, where they don't love each other. I can't dwell in the world where people are so against each other. It's like, look, I understand, but you're safe here. You are safe here. It's okay. And if this is something that you cannot deal with, then what can you do to help create a safe space for other people? You have that it quality, and you have it in you to do that. You have it in you. There's something that you have that the rest of the world, is privileged to see, in a sense, if that makes sense. You were born with that it quality. You are otherworldly, meaning that you bring something to the planet that nobody else can touch, simply for you being you. So the more that you channel that cosmic energy and you bring it to Earth, the more pleasurable your experiences are going to be, because you're going to see the impact that you have on other people. I heard Gemini. There's a Gemini that's listening to this that also channels a lot of that energy. And I'm hearing the word performer or performance. This is looking like someone who wants to perform and they want to learn how to show up and be authentic and be authentic. You are authentic already. The fact that you're asking that question, you are authentic. Because simply by you thinking about how you can be yourself is you already out. Like, you're not tapped into anyone else. You're tapped into yourself because you're trying to figure out, how can I bring the best of me? Spirit is telling you right now that the best of you is otherworldly, meaning that it's a color we've never seen, a flavor we've never tasted, a food we've never had. It's this new thing that you are bringing, and only you can bring that. So come back down a little bit from the stars a little bit. Keep the connection going. Keep that crown chakra lit, but make sure that you are projecting that out to where we can see it, so we can learn from you. Man, there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be afraid of. You are the light, my child. You are the light, my child, is what I heard. That's amazing. You'll find what you seek. Man, that is so amazing. I told you guys, your cards are different, so. We have Earth. We have Breathe. And we have Hearth. Oh my goodness. That is so amazing. Hearth, breath, Earth. You are being called, in a sense, to start to learn. You are being called to breathe. You are being called to meditate. You are being called to channel that multidimensionality through breath work. So this is bringing me, for some reason, this is bringing me to I don't know why I'm hearing the word tantric. Tantric? I don't know why tantric is coming through, but something about the word tantric, and I'm hearing chanting. And I'm hearing you're doing this breath work and this meditation work, and I'm being called for some reason to monks. That's coming through very heavily right now. But anyways, yeah, monks are coming through. I'm not really sure why. Maybe that's a message for me, possibly. I'm being called to that's a message for me that I have to write down separately. So I have to grab my pen, and this is not for you guys. This is, for some reason, it's coming through for me. Or maybe it's coming through for you. Monks are coming through. Meditation. Oh my goodness. Enlightenment. Okay, I had to write down those few words there. Sorry about that, you guys. But anyways, Breath, earth, and hearth. There's earth and hearth. So there is an earth element in the home. And the Queen of Pentacles came through. Like, come on, like, this is you being reminded that there is a space where you can call your safe haven that is not just in the clouds, not just in the stars. This is you allowing yourself to come back down, to come back down for landing. To station yourself in a space where you can be authentic, where you can unravel, where you can express yourself in a way that these people or this tribe understands you. And the reason why you're so far up there is because you don't see, you know, with your own two eyes, a space where you won't be judged, where you won't feel attacked. What the spirit is saying to you is, I won't attack you. I am present in these people. I am present in home. I am here too, because the intangible or the tangible is a byproduct of the intangible. And remember, when you connect with me up in the clouds, I also can be connected with down there on earth, and you will find me in everything. Give it a chance. Release that fear. For you to live your best life, it's okay for you to come down for landing. Come down for landing. It's time to get stationary. It's time to station yourself. It is okay, my love. You're safe. You are warm. You are being given the opportunity to express your truth in this environment that is safe for you. Here and now. Like, come on. Here and now. New life. Time to go. It's wow, that is so beautiful. And like, look at these beautiful cards, man. Like, new life. Like, the more you start to channel that cosmic energy and you bring it down here to earth, you can start to create a new life for yourself, my love. Seriously. Here and now, be present. Get grounded. Eat foods that are going to ground you. You may not be someone who likes to eat very heavily, and I understand that, but I am beets. Beets are, eat foods or vegetables, or eat vegetables, something that's going to grow from the roots of something directly from earth. So these are going to be your potatoes, your beets. I don't know if you guys like to eat carrots. I know that they're pretty acidic, but you know, I don't know, maybe you want carrots or whatever you want to eat that's going to help ground you. Squash. You know what I mean? Butternut squash, whatever. Kind of like in my, for number twos. You're also being called to eat foods that are gonna ground you. And it's time to go. It's time for you to learn something new, meaning that it's time for you to go. It's time for you to come down from the clouds a bit, to give yourself a balance because you've already mastered, in a sense, how to be so high, but now it's time for you to experience how to be grounded. Being grounded was never really your thing, but you're being challenged to be more grounded. Throat chakra, third eye, roots, crown. What the? Guys. I'm just... What? Oh my God, you guys. I'm so excited. Like, I could just cry, man. Like, come on. Remember when we talked about crown chakra energy? Come on. Like, why is the synchronicities they're hitting so hard, you guys. Look, third eye chakra. Like, look at the colors. You got indigo, you got purple, you got violet, you got blue. Like, throat chakra, and then you have red, who's like on the completely opposite end of the spectrum. This reminds me of a pH balance chart. Like, you have one that's like way over here and like one that's like way over there. But look at that. Man, get grounded. Like, I have to use a completely different deck. Okay. Root chakra. The frequency of the root chakra, the red flower of life, stimulates passion and supports our sense of security on this physical plane, both in our bodies as well as in the physical world. Need I say more? No, I don't. Okay. Third eye chakra, the frequency of the third eye chakra, the indigo flower of life, supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination, and our psychic powers. Yes, you are someone who's very psychic. Yes, you are someone who has these amazing psychic abilities, these powers. You may be someone that can see the future. You guys are someone who sees visions in real time. You guys, I don't know why necromancy came through, but that's kind of different. That's a different story. But anyways. Crown chakra, the frequency of the crown chakra, the violet flower of life, supports our spiritual connection to the universe and our ability to transmute negative energy into light. And we have throat chakra, the frequency of the throat chakra, the blue flower of life, supports our self-expression and our sense of peace and balance. What did I say? What did we say, you guys? I just want to let you guys know that for my number threes is to remember that you have a home here on earth. You have a safe space here on earth, and we love you. I love you. And I am here to create with you. I am here to grow with you. I am here to expand with you. Your consciousness is always expanding. And even though you're on that spaceship going to another galaxy, going to a different life, going into a different dimension, Spirit is calling you back in, so that we can connect with you here on earth, so that we can learn from you. I love you guys with the most love that I could possibly ever give. If any of these decks resonated with you the most, or these readings resonated with you the most, go ahead and leave a comment down in the comment section. There are going to be more videos where this came from, because I'm going to be uploading more often now, finally. And anyways, you guys can find me online at Magick of Eden. You guys are more than welcome to enter the shadows at Shadows X Magic. You guys can visit the podcast, which I'll have linked down below. And you guys can also find me online at magickofeden.com. I love you guys. Take care of yourself. And I will see you in the next video.